So before we go too much farther into electric fields, we got to look at your calculators a little bit. And here's just a variety of calculators. And a lot of the calculations we will be doing, we'll be using scientific notation. And you have to know how to use scientific notation properly on your calculator. And that involves a really important button. For example, on this calculator, it's right there. On this calculator, the TI, it's the double capital E. Here's the EXP down here. This one's actually got the times 10 to the X type button down there. Those are the buttons that you'd want to be using for scientific notation. And not doing scientific notation properly can cause a whole lot of problems. For example, sometimes people will use that little 10 to the X, and that is wrong. Don't use that one. Can't really see it on the other ones. Oh, there it is on this one right here. Don't use it. That is wrong. You don't want to be using those buttons. You want to use the actual scientific notation button to use it properly. So one of the quantities we will be using quite a bit is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19, which is a really important charge value that you guys are going to be using. So to actually do that properly, to actually type this number properly into your calculator, you do 1.6 EXP or EE or times 10 to the X button and then negative 19. You would not press the multiplication button. You would not press it on any single one of these to type that in properly. That's not how that works. You want to type in, if you did the actual buttons, I'll just use the Casio calculator that's right here. To type in 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 properly, you would type in, you'd press the 1, then the decimal, and then the 6, and then do not press times. Don't press the, I don't care if it says it there. What you want to do is you want to press the EXP button next, and then be the negative, and then the 1 again, and then the 9. So those are the buttons that you'd want to press for that. When you type in EXP or EE, those buttons mean times 10 to the, and it's really important to use those buttons, and don't press multiplication before you use those buttons, because then the calculator knows it's one actual entire huge number. If you press the times button in between, it'll actually separate the number and treat the two separately, and then you can get a lot of problems with your calculations, a lot of errors with your calculations. Okay, so again, that 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19, if we did it on a different calculator, let's do it on the sharp in the top left-hand corner. You would type in 1.6 EXP negative 19 to do it on that one. Okay, so that's what you need to be able to do in order for it to work properly. The other thing is that you have sheets on your My Site for your class. They're called the super sheets, and you will be using values off of there on a regular basis. It's really, really important. You go get those sheets, you download them, you print them off, whatever. We'll be using those sheets a lot for the prefixes, values, the masses and charges of electrons and protons and stuff like that. It's really, really important that you get those sheets and you have them handy. So I'd highly recommend printing off a copy. You use them a bunch in this unit. You'll use them tons in grade 12. It's just a really good thing to have handy. And also make sure you know how to use your calculator properly. And if you are doing calculations in this unit especially, and your values are always off by powers of 10 or something weird, it's probably how you're using your calculator. So make sure you know how to use your calculator properly. Okay, it's going to be really important for the calculations that we're going to do. All right. Next video, hopefully we'll start actually doing some calculations. Make sure you got your good scientific calculator ready to go, and the super sheets are also ready to go.